The number of UCP MLAs facing recall petitions continues to climb. 5 more applications have been approved by Elections Alberta, bringing the total to 14. The UCP calls it a direct attack.
It's an effort on the part of some very upset people who think that the government has particularly used the notwithstanding clause inappropriately, isn't dealing with the education system or teachers respectfully or properly.
8 cabinet ministers are named. There are also 5 Calgary MLAs. The UCP has argued the spirit of the legislation is being misused by a coordinated left-wing activist group. A loose group is publicly calling itself Operation Total Recall, and it's targeting the 44 MLAs, including the Premier, who voted to use the notwithstanding clause. But the individual petitioners CTV News has spoken with insist they're not part of the group effort. If they collect enough signatures that equate to 60% of votes in the last provincial election, a vote is held on whether the member keeps their seat. Joining me now is Jennifer Maskoske, Director of Operations with Elections Alberta. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. So this is a national audience, and people might be confused about these recall petitions. How do they work?
Sure. So recall petitions for the province of Alberta, that is a process in which an applicant in an electoral division can apply to have their sitting MLA potentially removed from office. And so that process involves an application from an elector in the electoral division. There's an application fee that comes with that. And then the elector, in their opinion, is allowed to provide a statement as to why that member should be recalled. And from there, the members then offered the same opportunity to provide us in their opinion as to why they should not be recalled. At that point in time, the application would then be issued and canvassers can begin to collect signatures. And from there, after a 90-day period, those signatures are then brought to us and we've got the validation process to begin.
So how long could that take? This sounds like quite a process.
Yeah, so that initial phase can take about 3 weeks. And then once the canvassing begins for signatures, that's a 90-day process. And then the validation allows Election Alberta 21 days to complete that validation of all the signatures that we have received.
Have you ever seen anything like this before or heard of something like this happening before where we have 14 members facing recall?
No, this is an unprecedented process that we're going through right now. So it's a lot of work on our desks here at Elections Alberta, but it's a mandate that we have through legislation, and it's what we have to achieve. That's what we're required to do.
Could a by-election be triggered for only a number of MLAs, Jennifer?
So the by-election would be triggered if a recall petition was successful and so met that 95% threshold. From there, the recall vote would have to occur, and that is where the electors in that electoral division would be asked a simple question of, should the MLA be recalled? If 50% vote yes, that MLA would then be removed from their seat, and a by-election would have to be called.
And then my last question is, and we mentioned this in the lead up to you, that this has been prompted by the use of the notwithstanding clause. Is this sort of the right condition under which to launch a recall, Jennifer, or is there criteria for that?
So yeah, legislation has no criteria for a recall. It's up to an applicant in that electoral division as an elector. They submit that application form, the deposit that's required, submit their notice of statement as to why in their opinion, and then the next step is that it comes to our office. So no criteria for the Chief Electoral Officer to deny that application.
Jennifer, thank you for this education on how this recall works. We really appreciate your time with us today. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.